Hello engineers, welcome to Engineer Brandon's Tools. Today we are going to do an introduction to MATLAB. So, MATLAB is a computing environment and programming language developed by MathWorks. So, MATLAB is used in metrics manipulations, plotting of functions and data, implementation of algorithms. So, when you open MATLAB, this is how it looks like. So here we have the command window. Here we have our workspace. So here in the command window, you can type in commands and whatever variable you declare in the command window will be stored in the workspace. So let us move to operations with MATLAB. So MATLAB can equally be used as a calculator. So let me say I want to add, let me say 2 plus 5. So if I want to add 2 plus 5, I can just type in 2 plus 5 on the command window, and I see it's going to give me the answer 7 when I hit the enter button, and it's going to store it in the workspace for further usage. That is, if you want to use this answer in the workspace, let me say answer, or let me say answer times 8. So it's going to take that value of the answer, which was previously 7, and multiply by 8. If I hit the enter button, it's going to give 56 and store it again as the new answer. So that other answer was overwritten. So 7 was overwritten by 56. So let us move to variable declaration. So I can use MATLAB to declare variables, assign given values to those variables and use them in further calculations. Let me say I want to calculate the speed of a car. I know that speed is equals distance divided by time. So let me initialize distance and time. So let me say the car moves through a distance of 10 meters. So if I don't want the distance to appear down, for example, let me say I've declared the S. If I hit the enter button to declare time, S is going to appear down. So but S is stored in the workspace. So let me also declare time. Let me say it moves through that distance within a time of 5 seconds. So in order not to hit the enter button to declare speed, so that time should move downwards, I'll put a semicolon. So if I hit the enter button, I'll notice that the time will not come downwards, but it is stored in the workspace. So let me declare my speed. Speed v equals distance s divided by time. Then if I hit my enter, it's going to give my value of speed, which is 2. So that is that. So I can equally do element-wise operations with MATLAB. That is, let me say for instance, if I declare the vector A as having 3 different values, let me say A has 2, it has 8, it has, let me say, -5. Then under, I declare B as another vector with, let me say, 1, 0 and 4. So element-wise operation means I deal with first column with first column, second column with second column, third column with third column. So to do element-wise multiplication, let me say I want to do element-wise multiplication between A and B and store it in the variable C. So I'll declare C as being A times B, but it is element wise, so I'll have to first put a dot times B, so that MATLAB is going to know that you're doing the element wise multiplication. So if I hit the enter, I'll notice that C gives us this. So C, you simply take the first column of A, multiply by the first column of B. That is 2 times 1, it gives 2. 8 times 0 gives 0. And -5 times 4 gives 20. I mean -20, sorry. So let us proceed. So I notice that I have too many variables in my workspace. So if I want to clear these variables in the workspace, I simply type in the command clear on my command window. Then I hit the enter button. So I notice that all of the variables in the workspace were wiped out. And here I equally want to clear my command window to be able to enter in new commands. So to do that, I simply type in CLC and I hit the enter button. So I notice that my command window has been cleared. So I can proceed. So MATLAB can equally be used to solve trigonometric functions. So I have an example. So here they ask to calculate sin x raised to the 4 minus 3 cos x for x being 90 degrees. So there are two ways of solving this question. Okay, so let me minimize my MATLAB. So the first way, I'm going to initialize x directly as 90. So I'm going to say x is 90. Then I'm going to declare y as this function. So I'm going to say y, but in this case x is in degree. So after writing my sine, I'm going to put a certain d there, and after writing my cos, I'm going to put a certain d. This is because my x is in degree. So I'm going to say y is sine. So I'll add the d, then x raised to the power 4 minus 3 times cos d times x. So if I hit my enter button, I'm going to see that I have a value 1, which is the result of y. So let me clear my working space. So I'll notice that the variables were stored. So let me clear it and solve this same question using a different method. So to solve it using a different method, there is a different way I'm going to initialize x. So in this case, I'm going to say x is 90 times pi. So pi in MATLAB is written as pi, then divided by 180 degrees. So let me hit my enter. X has been stored in the workspace. So let me define my y. So y is, so in this case I'll not more say sine dx, but I'll just write it the way it is. So I'm going to say sine x raised to the power 4, then minus 3 times cos x. So if I hit my enter button, I'll see that y is 1.0000, which is the same as the first value of y which I calculated using the previous method. So these are the two methods in which you can solve this type of function in MATLAB.